Hello everyone, this is Professor Jeff Wilkerson at Luther College talking to you once again about what to look for in the night sky, this time for the week of January 18th, 2021. Moving right along, we are here. We're going to talk about Mars, and we're going to talk about Mars' motion through the sky here in this next week. It's going to be great to watch in a pair of binoculars if you have such a pair of binoculars. If you go outside right now and you look to the south just after dark, you'll see Mars as the brightest object shining in the south, more or less straight south just after dark. Big red object. You can tell its red color. You can tell how bright it is. It's great to look for. If you take a pair of binoculars and look at it, this view that I've drawn for you right here is the view that I saw most recently when I looked at it in the night sky, which I think would have been January 13th at the time I'm recording it. That's the most recent time that I looked at it. So on January 13th, this is the view that I saw in binoculars. To be sure, there are other stars in there too. But I'm pointing out these two objects that are up and to the left. Mars is actually probably lower than this that we've drawn right here, moved down this direction on the 13th. And this object, it turns out, oh, wait, I can hear what you're saying. You're saying, wait, you've been watching this unfold and you're just now telling us about it? That's right, folks. Yep, that's all I can say. I have been watching it. This is Uranus right here. And we're headed toward a conjunction of Mars and Uranus this direction. Mars is moving across the sky this way. And you can watch this as you watch the 18th, the 19th, the 20th, the 21st, the 22nd, the 23rd. Every evening, if you get a chance to get outside and see Mars in a pair of binoculars, you're going to be able to see Mars track right past here. And you're going to see, we were all hung up about the great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn at the end of 2020, which turned out it was, okay, I'll concede maybe it was great, but it was way over on the western horizon and hard to see. This one is well placed high in the sky, easy for you to see happen in a pair of binoculars like this. And if you've never seen Uranus before and you're like, I don't even know if it exists, I don't know what it is, this is your chance to identify where it is in the sky and what it looks like. So Mars is going to move this direction. So if you go right now, as I said, this is several days before I'm suggesting you start, but as soon as you see this, you can start observing this happen. You get a view that looks something like this. This is a little bit brighter object than these two objects. That's a star, and that's Uranus. They're about the same, about equal in brightness here. Mars is by far the brightest object in this field of view. You put Mars down in the lower right corner of the field of view and you can see these, but you're not going to have to do that for very long. By the time you see this, Mars will have closed this distance enough that it'll be pretty easy to see these in a pair of binoculars. Again, there are other stars around here, but these are two of the brighter objects that you'll see as Mars is approaching there. On the evening of the 18th, so if we're talking about Monday, January 18th, again, I'll go outside. I was looking at this 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. It's well placed to observe well past midnight. So anytime you happen to get outside in the evening this week to observe this would be great. And so by the time we get to the 18th, Mars will have closed this gap down and will be someplace, say right there. So you'll be able to see these two objects, and you'll be able to see Mars to the right of the line that connects Uranus to the star above it. And then by the time you get to the 19th, it will have moved across to here, and by the 20th, it will be over on the other side. So it's going to look something like 18th, 19th, and 20th. And you'll have no doubt, you'll be able to notice the motion of Mars. Now, to be sure, Uranus is moving too, but it's moving much, much, much more slowly than is Mars. And so if you really pay attention, you'll be able to see the motion of Uranus against these other stars here as this unfolds, as Mars goes past these. If that really great conjunction of 2020, this is Jupiter and Saturn. Go back, watch the video about that if you didn't have a chance to see that. Let's call this the really gosh darn good conjunction of 2021 as Mars slides past Uranus here. By the time we get here on the 20th, the moon will be waxing and passing through this region too. So by the 20th, the moon will actually be very near this star here on the 20th. And so by the 21st, the moon will have moved significantly over this direction. So the moon moves much more quickly than any of the planets, and so the moon will move out over here by the 21st and slide through this region and provide a really nice view for you to see this. But we see this conjunction occurring, and this is just going to keep moving on this direction. That you'll be able to see Mars move through here. So in the field of view, you're looking at this in your binoculars, and you're wondering if you're seeing what you're actually seeing. You should be able to see these three objects pretty clearly to help you identify Uranus. Mars will be significantly closer to this star than it is to Uranus as it goes through here. I don't remember exactly what that gap is, but this gap right here is probably going to be at least 4 times the size of that gap, and maybe a little bit more than that as Mars passes through there. But it'll be a nice, clean, tight, right in the middle of the field of view of your binoculars. If you have a small telescope, then you find Mars, and then you can slide down to Uranus down this direction relatively easily, probably, and see it. And it's in a small telescope, you'll be able to tell it doesn't look like a star. It doesn't have the twinkling of the point-like nature that a star has. You can tell that it's a globe. You can tell that it's a ball of something, and the sort of blue-green color that it has is pretty obvious too. So this is a great chance. This is as good a chance as you're going to have to watch these two objects together and get a read on Uranus and see it, and to be able to say, yeah, I saw it. I know that's what it was I was looking at. As you watch Mars slide through there, watch the moon go by. It's going to be a pretty sight in the evening sky for the week of January 18th. And that's what I've got for you. I hope you all have clear skies and good observing, and we'll talk to you more next week.